Hello everyone, Mark here, Mark's Max Muscle. And for the past 8 years, I have made videos for you guys. This is another one. We have an outstanding comparison, a four-way, Tonio, Burton, Quinton Eriya, Martin Fitzwater, Nick Walker. Why is this so important? Why is this so exciting? Because it's very relevant. That's why. In a couple of weeks, we will see all four of these guys do battle at the New York Pro, and people are getting their opinions out there. One in particular, really a thorn in my side, Bob Ciccarello. What kind of gall does this guy have? I'm kind of joking here. Bob, he said that Quinton is going to win. Quinton is going to win. This matchup is to see who's second. This matchup, if you guys know what I'm saying, I'm sure yous do. But it is definitely worth a picture comparison, like I said. With the lack of a better term, I am a loss for words for the first time in my life. Let's go through the shots, guys. Let's go through the 8 mandatory poses. I'll give you my opinion. Like I said, it's going to be an easy win for Nick Walker, I can imagine. I don't think that anybody is going to come close to the hard density of this guy. Proportions, yes. Some other guys are good here. They're all good. They're all great. But Nick's a beast, guys. He is a friggin' beast. Who's second? That's basically the question that this video will ask. Some of these guys, Quinton, Tonio, Martin, can get a victory. If they can get even a single victory on Nick Walker, that looks good. Now, yes, I know. First thing you guys are going to say, but Mark's Max Muscle, Quinton is going to be so much better. That could be. Probably will be. But we'll have to wait and see, won't he? His last time on stage here at the Texas, he looked good. Can he win the front double? Can he get second? Nobody's beating Nick. Like I said, the arms are too much density. Martin, I don't know if he has the arms to win this one. I did a comparison between Tonio and Martin Fitzwater, but this changes the scenario when it's in a lineup, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Midsections of Tonio and Beastwood. Very slender indeed. But I don't really see anyone, and it's a definite apples versus oranges, a nectarine. No, nectarine. Is it a tangerine? Could be a tangerine. That's what it is. But anyway, yeah, it's difficult to say who's better between Tonio, Beastwood, and Martin Fitzwater. Like I said, Nick Walker, he's going to send these guys home crying to their mums. And I don't think their mums will even recognize them after the number that Nick Walker does on them. Go to the next shot here. Front lat spread. Now, Nick, he's still very hard and conditioned, whether you like the shape of his front lat spread or not. So, at the end of the day, yes, condition does matter, and it can be a finalization of your decision making. But having said that, I don't need to pad this up anymore for poor Nick. Nick's would place last, in my opinion. The other 3 guys look pretty separated and hard, grainy in the wheels, things of that nature, enough to get a pass due to their overwhelming, silhouettes. Martin, I would actually place least. And I used a New York Pro version of Tonio, even though I believe he was better at the Brazil or South America. But the pictures are few and far between of him hitting the front lat spread, which is weird because it was probably... This is one of his best poses. I think this is one of his best shots. Tonio looks supreme in this. Now, can he get a victory over the much larger, the blanket himself, Beastwood? Quinton Eriya, look at the calves on this man. Incredible. But you gotta watch it. Your calves can't be too big. Make your quads look small, which is possible. But I think it's obvious, guys. Quint is going to be a whole lot better than he is here. But like I said, just add that. Is he still beating Tonio? I don't know. I think Tonio actually going to get the front lat spread. And if you're winning a shot even with Nick included. Could be a big feather in the old brimmed hat. Things of that nature. Turn to the side here, guys. Foolishness. Now, this is going to be an exciting matchup. I think this is going to be a contest. Nick, he's not winning that front lat spread, and I'll be darned if he's not really dominating in the side chest. I think Martin Fitzwater could win this one. Now, remember, guys, condition counts. Sizing also, I think that I could even made Nick a little bit bigger. Definitely could have made him a little bit bigger. But take that into consideration, as well as Quint Beastwood. Look at the separation in his quads. Very long, though. Could that make Martin Fitzwater? And if you know your stats, Martin Fitzwater actually beat Quinton at this event, at this Texas event. But having said that, we can assume that Quinton is going to be thicker, much fuller. But having said that, I don't think that he is going to get Martin Fitzwater. He could get Tonio. You know, Tonio, very strong in the front lat spread, but come to the side chest pose, could be a last place in this lineup. But there's other guys too, remember. But this is just a top 4 scenario. Big old beef stew, also a name to throw out there. Angel Calderon as well. But having said that, I might even give Nick a second place in this. Keep in mind, probably should be just a hair bigger. But Martin, kudos to this guy. So this is a heads up for Martin and Tonio. Milk those shots, milk that front lat spread, Tonio, and sit right beside Nick when you do that side chest pose, Martine. Go to the next side tricep, the next side pose. Forgot my tongue in customs. Yes, Antonio, maybe not the strongest from the side. Peeled is Nick Walker. Oh, did I even mention this is the rare shot of Nick Walker from the 2023 Arnold Classic event? So, you know, usually I use the Olympia version, but he looks pretty shredded here, guys. So that's another win for Nick. That's definitely a couple wins for Nick. And not a loss in the side chest, perhaps even a win in that shot. But having said that, Martin looks strong from the side. Wheels-wise, is that a word or is that a phrase? Wheels-wise, I think Quinton, a little more size, and I think he can be the best in the lower half. He has long legs, yes, I understand that, but they look pretty filled out, and the calves are the best in the bunch. So I would wager to say that both Tonio and Martin, he's at home saying, what? They could be in trouble. Quint Beastwood could sneak in here with a second place in the side tricep. As is, probably not. Probably go with Martin. But yeah. No, I'm not too firm. Not going to put a protest up about that. Go to the back shot. And now see, this is what could change the entire landscape of this event. Quint Beastwood is the obvious man out here for sure. With all due respect, love this guy. But this is a situation where old stew beef stew or stew beef? Bob Chick says just pick your soup. That was pretty good, Bob. But yes. Guy like stew beef stew, whatever you like to call him. I mean, he could come in there and he could take that 4th place. Whatever it would be. But having said that, Quint Beastwood more than likely will not look like this. I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time, but this is not a waste of time. This is fun. Seen a picture, I'm sure you guys seen it too, of Quint Beastwood. This is the same guy, telling you right now. Now, if he does look like this on stage, you have to take everything with a salty grain or whatever, grain of salt. But yeah, I mean, this is a monster back. Is that realistic? Could that be the same as this? At the 2022 Texas Pro. Couple of years, guys. Couple of years of seasoning. Throw on the salt. Well, not more salt, but anyway. Definitely losing. Back lat. Now get on with the rest of the guys. Martin, can he beat Nick? It's pretty close, I have to admit. I did a comparison between those guys, and it was close. Nick probably still get an edge. If Martin's going to beat him, it's going to be in the rear lat, I would suggest. And Tonio maybe beating Martin in the back. But the lower half, I would suggest it's just too much. But still, I don't think... I don't see Quint Beastwood touching any of these guys. Do you believe in miracles? Well, let's hope for Quint Beastwood that Instagram picture does reflect his onstage performance in just a couple of weeks. Here's the next shot. Both arms, Louis. You'll never get this chance again. Tonio again. The back looks tremendous. Just rippled, drawn out, perfect. If you were an artiste, that's how you'd design the back. Now, as far as Quinton, he does look a little bit better here. He's the modern day Paul Dillette. So very strong from the front. Turn him around. And, well, he's probably not as weak as Paul Dillette is. The back lat is weaker shot. Maybe it's more the execution of it. To be honest with you, he should have been in that video, the bad executions, the rear lat. But the rear double, not as bad. Get a Christmas tree there. Still, I'd put him last. He has the condition of the glutes. Not as dry as, say, a Martin or a Nick Walker. But he's got the striations in the glutes. Just needs to build that back up. Nick, an easy win for him. This is his shot. He is a horse. No fooling. Not just because he's a big dude. It looks like a big saddle. Buttocks. Looks like a big horse's butt. Nick Walker's lower half. Looks like a stallion, guys. He does. Admit it. Don't hit thumbs down. You take that thumbs down away. Can't even see that anyway. But, all the same, yeah, Martin probably get a second place again due to the tremendous lower half. Tonio needs a little more size, I think, to defeat Martin, but it's going to be close between those two dudes. I mean, if one version, give or take, if Tonio gets a little bigger, Martin gets a little smaller, wouldn't be his fault, but he could. Could be lights out. But having said that, yeah, see, Edward G. Robinson, see? Nick's winning. Go to the abs and thigh. Edward G. Robinson. I put an Edward G. Robinson picture in my last video. The one with the classic physique division. Best arms. You guys see that picture of Edward G. Robinson? No, maybe not. I don't want to give Nick a loss in the abs and thigh. He's not bad at all. Takes criticism for the pose, but I really don't see too much wrong with it. The lower half could be the bigger in terms of the wheel size, but that's the genetics of him. That's his genetic makeup. His upper body it's bigger, longer, and his lower half is shorter, smaller. But I don't think those wheels, you could call them small. Abs, he has the most separation. Martin, he's pretty good too. The overall flow, obviously, big Quint Beastwood. You'd have to give him the win. This is from the Olympia from Tonio. Couldn't get a close-up shot of him hitting this pose at the South America, which is interesting because you guys watched that event. His abs and thigh was clearly improved. So you can notch up an improvement for Tonio, but of course we're doing that with Quint Beastwood as well too. So in Nick Walker, he'll likely look not as good, I'll suggest, in the abs and thigh. I don't think he has ever been that peeled in the abs as he was at the Arnold 2023. He might look better. His wheels will be bigger. Lats, things of that nature, but a tough one. A tough decision to make in that abs and thigh. Here's the most muscular, the final shot, the final say. who looks best against Nick? Is Nick winning this one clearly? I mean, come on, guys. Come on, Bob Ciccarello. Even Tarek. I like Tarek. He's neat. Sean Ray also. I think they're just trolling Nick Walker. He's the clear winner. Density, thick, layers of muscle. Martin Fitzwater has those big luxurious legs. Huge big standard. He's a stud. He's a Studley Moore. Quint Beastwood, he is a blanket. He just covers a lot of area. And if he doesn't have that area 110% conditioned and posing, I mean, you end up looking like a big spider. That's terrible. That's what Kenny Waller said. And Tonio Burton, again from the New York Pro. Just assume he's going to be a little bit bigger than this. I think he was just as peeled at the South America, but yeah, he was pretty good here at the New York. Pretty good indeed. So, the placings, I'll go with the winner first. Nick Walker, he is the obvious man. He's the man. Nobody's touching this guy. And as far as Bob, Sean's predictions, come on. Not even close. It would be a wild prediction to throw him in second in this event, to be honest with you. Now, but using these versions, I have the placings as Martin Fitzwater second, Tonio Burton in third, and Quint Beastwood. I have him trailing back in fourth. But if those back shots are improved, little more separation in the abs also could help. The guy's big, the guy's aesthetic, and when you're that big, you really need the separation in the abs or it sticks out like a sore thumb. Some of the taller guys without abs, it really hurts their physiques. But yes, I'll give my ultimate predictions for the New York Pro, and I think that this is going to reflect my top four. You never know, you could see Sutherland in there. That's Stew Beef. Hit thumbs up on the video, guys. Have a great one.